Hello everyone! Happy learning! In this video, we will be focusing on one of the learning strategies called retrieval practice. But before that, let us test our memories first with this trivia question. What part of the brain is involved in memory? A. Hypothalamus. B. Hippocampus. C. Amygdala. The correct answer is B. Hippocampus. Now that we have already refreshed our knowledge, let us focus on one learning strategies called retrieval practice. When we think about learning, we typically focus on getting information into students' heads. What if, instead, we focus on getting information out of students' heads? Retrieval practice is a well-known learning method that can help students study more effectively by simply trying to recall information that has been previously stored in long-term memory. It is the strategy of recalling facts, concepts, or events from memory in order to enhance learning.
So what is the science behind this method? As Jeff Kaprick, Associate Professor of Psychological Sciences at Purdue University, explains in an article for the American Psychological Association, he said, "Recent research has established that repeated retrieval enhances learning with a wide range of materials, in a variety of settings and contexts, and with learners ranging from preschool ages into later adulthood. Many studies have shown that when people attempt to recall or retrieve information, they are actually improving their memory. In this sense, the brain works like a muscle. Recall exercises the brain to strengthen memory. Also, much like exercise, retrieval activities build habits that lead to long-term learning. Evidence shows that retrieval practice is especially effective at increasing longer-term retention and generally outperforms more common strategies such as repeated studying, or even more elaborate ones like concept mapping, said McDermott, 2021, Karpicki and Blunt, 2011, Roediger and Karpicke, 2006. Research in classrooms demonstrates that retrieval practice is an extremely robust strategy across age groups and subject domains, McDermott, 2021. Retrieval practice also aids in higher-order thinking. It's not just for memorization. Students who use retrieval practice perform better on complex tasks and show improved metacognition, said Pooja and Bain, 2019.
So why should we use this strategy? The process of retrieving makes the information more retrievable later. Compared to simply studying by looking over the notes, if students practice retrieval, they are more likely to remember the information later, and also more likely to be able to use and apply the information in new situations. When students retrieve and bring information to mind, this mental challenge produces durable long-term learning. Easy learning leads to easy forgetting. So, how should you go about practicing retrieval? There are many different ways to implement the general process, and you may be doing so already. One is low-stakes quizzes. Make sure to do some practice tests or questions in your textbooks without looking at your notes. 2 things. Activity recall, and write down 2 things you learned from today, last class or within a unit of your course. Brain dumps. Write down everything you know on a topic using your pen and paper, or just draw everything you know on a topic from memory. And finally, organize your ideas into a concept map to summarize the topic.
So, what are the benefits of this learning strategy? Retrieval practice can be really good for learners to promote meaningful, long-term learning. It also gives the freedom to be creative and interactive. Students can create concept maps from memory, draw pictures to represent the ideas from memory, describe and explain ideas from memory to their peers, or play games that involve retrieval. Lastly, it is a learning strategy that is both highly effective and efficient and can be easily implemented. But wait, are there any downsides? Sure enough, some researchers have focused on retrieval-induced forgetting. How is that supposed to mean? Yup, that means remembering can cause forgetting. Well, let's say I learn the definitions of 10 words. I use retrieval practice to study the definitions of 5 of them. So, I remembered 5 words. The good news is that retrieval practice means I'll remember the 5 words that I practiced better. But the bad news is, I'll forget the 5 words I didn't practice.
Okay. So up to now, we know the definition of retrieval practice, why, when, and how it works, benefits as well as its shortcomings. But how exactly this strategy can be applied in a learning setting? Well, aside from low-stakes quizzes, 2 things activity and brain dumps, there are other ways to encourage retrieval practice. One of the most familiar ways of using retrieval practice is through flashcards. These can be very effective if used the right way. Students should keep cards in their deck until they have retrieved the information at least 3 times. They should also consciously and vocally recall the information before turning the card over to review the answer. And the other one is think, pair, share. In this approach, learners think about a topic, jot down what they have learned, and share it with a partner. Learners should be allowed to think independently before exchanging information.
Okay, I hope that you can understand the retrieval practice clearly. Now it is time to practice the retrieval strategy in this video. Do you remember the trivia question at the beginning of this video? Yes, you are right. Something is about the memory and brain, right? There are some review questions you can try after watching the video, and let's see how much information that you could recall.